This is a brand new best of 3 PVZ, and well, the last one I think was a little bit underwhelming. The last series, I think you guys will enjoy this one. I've seen both of these players. We'll talk about them more in a sec. For now, let's turn the game sounds on. That'll be a good start, right? Spawning the top right corner of the map for WCS Season 2 qualifiers for Europe. It's going to be Liquid MaNa.
In the top left, as the blue Zerg, it is AlastOr.
Okay, so I wasn't wrong. I couldn't remember if he was still on Vegas Squadron, if he was one of the ones that recently left. AlastOr is a really talented Zerg player who I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have never heard of before. I got the I guess the pleasure of accidentally bumping into him during the the ASPSC2 Winter Christmas Invitational, I think it was called. It was a funny name, like something like that. At any rate, he was just like, another Zerg player. I saw him on Vegas Squadron. I'm like, all right, Vegas Squadron's got some cool Zergs, whatever. But he had a really good series versus Hyun. He went on for a couple rounds before he got knocked out. I've seen him once or twice since, and his ZVP is actually really good. MaNa, while a talented player, no doubt, does actually have to keep an eye out for this guy. He could turn this 2-1.
Well, it's Frost.
Yeah, there's that too.
It's PVZ. I mean, come on now. Seriously though, it does favor MaNa in like a 2-base push potential, if that's really what he wants to do.
Just side note, guys, I got this bed out really late because I forgot to set the beds since we were so busy trying to fix the stream and make sure the FPS was absolute quality for you all. So we'll leave it open for this first game and close it afterwards. Of course, the betting system is with purely imaginary currency. No one freak out. There's no real money involved here with Base Trade TV. We just have some fun with our partoofs. It's gonna like
nonsense.
Twiddling
it's
our thumbs.
all real money. Don't lie to me.
Well, all the weirdest things did actually become worth money because you had like Dogecoin. Bitcoin made sense because that was like intended to be worth money in the first place. But I never understood why Dogecoin became a thing.
I don't understand it either, but I always use it to bet or like tell people, like, I'll give you 10 Dogecoins.
Well, I mean, it sent the Jamaican bobsled team to the Olympics. As much as that sounds like a bad joke, that actually happened, so...
Dude, everyone wants to do that because of that movie. Cool Runnings, man.
That was... You grew up in the 90s. At some point, if you watch Cool Runnings. That's such good... Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa! I was like, okay, he's going for some links, but he's delaying his hatchery. But this isn't a delay of a hatchery. This is all freaking in. This is that guy at the poker table who's like, oh look, it's the flop all in. Like, what a jerk. But this could actually work. Now, if this gets walled off, it's gonna be scary to deal with. MaNa could try and layer walls behind this, but the reality is there's no DPS.
Oh my god.
This
3,
is
2.
Does he see it? Okay,
1.
now he sees the lings. But now the drones are here. That's what's more surprising. And I laugh at this for a moment, but if you guys recall, what was it? What's his name? The guy who stacks drones.
Yeah, that's some guy who was stacking
from MIA. Yeah, he's like one of
drones.
It's Star something. Oh, he mineral walks through though. Probes are brought to the fight. It's a real brawl now. A good old-fashioned bar fight. Unfortunately, the lings can't mineral walk through and they're choked outside of this. So while the drones are doing an okay job versus the probes, you got to remember he has to kill every single unit here for this to be worthwhile because AlastOr pulled everything but one drone. And he gets a good lead. Zell still standing though.
Yeah.
But here goes the mothership core, and that's the clock.
Yeah. So what happens now?
I kind of feel like that's, I don't know, it's just game. He's flooding out 4 links at a time though, and as he opens another doorway, the gateway's unpowered, and there's 2 probes mining for MaNa. He can eventually clean this up, but he's still gonna take losses in the meantime. This is so weird.
One drone that survived back home with minerals in its mouth.
You go, keep mining. He tries to reestablish his wall. MaNa actually cannot build probes right now, guys, worth noting. As he bleeds these out a little bit more and more, this looks really, really, really stupid. And don't get me wrong, it is. But the worker count is 3 to 4.
Oh my god.
And MaNa, it looks like he's got a big advantage through this base, but he can't build probes. Well, okay, now he's got some money for it.
But okay, the thing is that he's always gonna be on one base. Like, does MaNa actually? He has to save 1 probe, of course. Like, if he loses the last probe,
these poor lings are trying so hard.
He needs to. He needs to actually like.
You're right. He needs 1 probe to mine with. That's what's so scary right now.
I swear to God,
35
if it goes
minerals.
into a long game, I'm just gonna kill someone.
If this becomes a 40-minute game, we have made history in StarCraft 2. But alright, AlastOr, as greedy and stupid and weird as that is, he's got double the workers of his opponent. 2 bases matters not if you can't produce from them.
Double the workers, 6-3.
I know it's so dumb to phrase it like that, but that's the truth. At this point, I kind of just sit here going like, what? Wait, like what is happening? I don't know where the game goes from here. I've never seen it get to this position before. Not with this opener, not with what AlastOr did. Even if he had killed off like one more probe, that one probe with like 1 HP. Oh wow, can we hype up that 1 HP for a sec? If that extra probe had died, this game would look significantly different. But I kind of feel at this point it's like they both just started the game. You know, you start with 6 workers and you kind of go from there.
So MaNa has another nexus.
That's true. But he's not able to produce from it right now. Again, his mineral count, he's chronoing out of the natural. That's fine, but this Overlord, what do you, I don't even. Teenage girls travel in groups of 3 because they don't even, and neither do I. This is Mothership Core. Actually,
I've never heard that joke. That's an amazing joke.
The Mothership Core. This is really dumb. There's a fight that happens where the Mothership Core and the Queen kill each other at the exact same time. If that were to happen, okay, it's not gonna happen. They shoot the creep tumor instead. I was gonna say, if we wanted to make this game, if there's any one way to make this game even crazier, it's to have those 2 forces cancel one another right now. But okay. Queen's still standing to guard. Mothership Core, I think, was hoping to get a couple free kills, honestly. Maybe banking on the fact that AlastOr had skipped the Queen and just gone straight to Lings. But that's not going to be the case, and unfortunately is going to be driven back.
If the Queen hadn't placed that creep tumor, she would have been too slow.
And all the fools on that, we're on a big delay, of course, for the stream, but all you fools that's calling GG, you have no idea.
There's no way we can like call this game anymore.
I mean, the 3rd hatchery's on the way. Both players have pretty even worker accounts. MaNa, you know what? Actually, hang on. Here's the big detriment, though. MaNa's had to spend so much chrono energy on probes. Normally, this goes towards warp tech. Normally, this goes towards +1, right? Like all of his tech is going to be offset because his chrono energy has to be used to establish his economy, which is really weird to consider. Because what? It's normally like the first 2 chronos go towards probes, and the rest of the game is like usually tech.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like if this is like uploaded to YouTube, I usually just skip like the first 5 minutes of a game, honestly.
You'll be like, wait, what's happening? Why is it 10 minutes and they're getting natural bases up? What's going on?
Right? Or they're gonna think it's a completely normal game and be like, wow, these casters suck, they can't call anything.
Well, a couple links coming out right now. Metabolic Boost is an afterthought at the time being. He's just now taking gas for it, sadly. So his potential to go across the map and do more damage is limited, but this has, strangely enough, equalized into what looks to be a standard PvZ. I mean, even with the Stargate opening here, it'll probably be Phoenixes. I doubt the Oracle will be coming. Will this just be your normal game, macroed out?
I swear to God, guys, if this turns into this turtle, like, swarm host play, I'll just leave. I'm done. Dude, sentries tickle for a long range.
That's a funny way to phrase it, but you are correct. While this was going on, we had a resub. By the way, sorry guys, we got so caught up in the action, but Dark Crifter with like the numbers in his name. Thank you for your resub. Welcome back to the family, my friend. But yeah, what comes out of the Stargate is going to be huge. If it's the Oracle, oh, it is the Oracle. This is such a gamble to make because you just hope your opponent doesn't have enough queens, doesn't have a Spore Crawler down. But AlastOr is probably even going to see this coming with the Overlord, so you can pull the queen to the main of the natural.
You get scouting no matter what. If you go Stargate, oh, unless you go Voiders, I suppose you don't really get scouting that way. But you know, you go Phoenixes, you get good scouting. You go Oracles, you get good scouting. The point is that I think he's more worried about getting like a Revelation down, and like killing probes or killing drones is really good, but getting a Revelation down, so he doesn't really have to worry, and he can like probe up. Because both guys, honestly, I think MaNa's actually the worse off because he's probably never played against that drone pool, maybe once in his life, right? But AlastOr obviously like chose to do it, so he's probably done it a few more times.
I don't know if MaNa's really scared of a Roach follow-up or if he's looking to get really aggressive, but he's going for a Void Ray behind this, which I find a bit odd. Probe's pre-pulled because he knows he doesn't have, or not Probe's, Drone's pre-pulled because he doesn't have the Spore Crawler, but 4 queens. This Oracle is going to get maybe a couple kills.
It would be nice if there wasn't that much creep spread, but since there's so much creep spread, the Oracle can't dodge around the bases and hope the queens are slow, like trying to protect one base as opposed to another one.
It's
he's
really
so many queens.
It's really dumb to look at the workers kill count right now too, because the context of it is ridiculous.
Okay, so we have a third being taken, maybe? Looks like.
For MaNa, though, is that really even safe, though, is kind of the question. Like, I don't know. It's still such a... The game's equalized out. We've been over this, and I don't think we need to discuss that anymore, but, you know, in a regular PvZ, all your time is now thrown to the wind. Do you still try and take a third, or do you just try and go for more of a two-base-oriented play?
AlastOr just made like 20 drones at one time.
That's a little bit worrisome, actually, because he scouted the sentry count. I guess he's assuming with the sentries being positioned over here, if his opponent's going for 30, he's not going for an attack. And that's a good assumption, of course, but... creep spread is actually looking really great here for AlastOr. You don't really see creep spread this well off versus Protoss, but Colossus looks to be the weapon of choice here out of MaNa. So what does AlastOr do? I mean, you can do... He's going for a lot of Ling upgrades right now. You can do like Ling Hydra and go Mutiling if you want to an extent, but once you see those Colossus out, you kind of have to make a choice, either go towards that Hive Tech or go Roach Hydra, or just you can't stay on pure Ling. There's so rare situations where it does work, but they're, again, rare situations.
His defensive units are queens. Like, straight up. He has so many queens.
But look what's here, right? Like, Zealots taking kite. Oh no! Off of creep! They're force fielded in! He's got transfuses galore though. Can he do it? He's going for the mothership core. Gets the mothership core! He's gonna transfuse the queens like crazy. He's almost out of energy though. And as those force fields recede, he might be able to pull back. But I think he's actually gonna win this fight! Queens confirmed, good units! If he gets the Void Ray, that'll be fantastic. The Zealots, of course, are kind of whatever, but the Void Ray is kind of the money target to pick off here.
I was like, there's no way. Just another warp in, the queen should die.
Was that all of his queens?
There's a lot of queens down.
He's not injecting at the third. Okay, he's still injecting at the main and the natural, though. But you're right, that's still a big sacrifice, a big hit to take. Resources lost, not favoring AlastOr at all right now. But it's a sentry, so never mind! Looks a little bit better.
Oh no. Oh no.
What?
I know. Infestation Pit.
Oh no, not versus MaNa. MaNa knows how to deal with this. Normally you'd go in a moment and be like, oh boy, here comes the Swarm Host long game, but MaNa's actually really well versed at dealing with this. Not because of his Fire Cake epic 3-hour long world record setting game, but I've seen him fight against it since, and he knows what to do. He knows the moves to make, he knows Warp Prisms and Void Rays, etc. But
yeah.
For AlastOr, this is still gonna be a problem for MaNa. He still doesn't know that's coming is the problem, and that's how you best prepare for it. You see it up early. He's had a lot of hallucinated units constantly relentlessly scouting the base. Did he see the infestation pit? No. Oh, you know what? This might not even be for his Worm Host thingy on it. He could just be going for that Hive Tech instead.
I'm wondering if he is, like fast ultras, something we don't see very often, but
it could work.
A thing.
Versus what he's going for with there's the Enduring Locust.
I swear to God, guys. Okay, so the reason why MaNa I feel is so good against this is like because he is on a European server, but AlastOr on the other hand should be really good at like using it. I think he's just too far behind with like not really good units to defend this attack.
Yeah, it's not going to be out in time is the problem.
Yeah. He needs more time. Like 4 Swarm Hosts are probably going to pop out as the attack happens, but you need more than 4.
Okay, well that's a really nice revelation actually. That blanketed everything. But you know what, these queens? Yeah, they're the range. They're the range you might need. Force fields are going to keep those Lings back. Unfortunately, the queens can't get the engagement they want to. Here comes the Swarm Host, but the Zerglings have pretty much died at this point. A couple of Locusts at a time are not going to be that much damage, and the Zealots are still a big problem to these queens. Trying to back out of this, though, Transfuse is going off like nuts. Is there an Observer here?
Yes, there is. I was worried about that as well. Unfortunately, the queens, if they could have closed it on the Colossus, this would have looked really, really different. But the Locusts are not working out.
Though 16 Lings about to flood out of this. If he sends the Link straight for the Colossus and the Zealots can't buffer for it, it might go down.
I guess second Colossus.
God, it's so weird watching queens be those battle Valkyrie queens, but trying to get the job done. More Swarm Hosts coming out. Rallied into this, unfortunately. Queens and force fields and mothership cores galore. Either way, this was a very entertaining game, and I think it's about to be decided here. Because if MaNa doesn't break this, he's thrown away a lot.
Both his observers, they were sniped by the queens of the overseers.
Oh wow! So actually, the Swarm Host may just do it. Although when the Locust spawn, the Colossus will do some splash damage on top of the Swarm Host. Not going to be enough though, sadly. Queen's still alive, by the way. Look at these guys kiting like champions. So it's finally going to go down. Drones pulled into the Colossus, actually dealing some real damage.
Go, Gun Coco.
Unfortunately loses a lot, but yeah, this is such a weird attack out of MaNa that's getting deflected way better than I think it should have been.
It's just barely gonna win though?
I think so, but he lost so many drones behind this. He's down to 38.
Still no observer.
He's gonna lose the Colossus. Yeah, the Zergling's gonna give chase.
What the?
But you know what? MaNa's still happily on 3 bases with 65 workers. That's really worth noting because AlastOr pulled drones into that. He lost a lot on top of this. He lost 45, in fact. and down to 38.
That was so awkward. You know, if MaNa had waited just like a 30 seconds, like 15 seconds longer even, AlastOr holds that a lot better. That
Yeah.
The first attack for like a full minute was the most awkward, weird thing. It was only the later stages where it was very clearly that MaNa was gonna, you know, dealing damage and was probably gonna win.
Link's still dancing in the front lines. Would love to connect to this Colossus, but just can't. And you know what? Well, he might be down to workers. I was kind of curious. He's not producing a lot more. He did take a 4th base while this is going on.
Yeah, but he still has to deal with his attack. His attack is not quite over yet. He doesn't have enough swarm hosts to guarantee him, you know, time
But
that MaNa needs. So like, he doesn't.
I kind of actually feel it does. He doesn't have that 5 Colossus count, and as long as he keeps an eye on where the Colossus are and has like doesn't have Locust in the wrong part of the map at the wrong time.
Maybe. Yeah.
This is. I told you guys you would enjoy this series. By the way, was I wrong? Was I wrong? I can pick them. I can pick them. People can argue if I can cast them, that's fine, but I can certainly pick them. AlastOr, of course, still investing in the Lings. Kind of interesting. I guess this isn't too different than Ling Hydra, because the idea is the Locusts do the same-ish damage to the Hydralisk anyways. They just don't have that big range benefit is the problem. Anyways, there is an Observer with your army once again. And there's no Queens to perform that snipe this time, I think.
Yeah, MaNa's got this. It was so close to being held, like with enough drones to actually continue this game, which would have been hilarious, but
34 Lings flooding though. If he waits long enough to go in, focusing on top of the swarm hosts, I almost feel like that's bait. Now the Colossus getting attacked by the Lings, but they don't do enough damage. There's no way.
I'm surprised at how close it was though. The fact is though, he keeps on keeping the Colossus alive. They almost.
If he had more workers and better, I don't know. It's like this is a game. Understand, guys. Even off of this weird reality that we've been faced with at the late game here, this was still really close. At like 9 different points, this could have gone either way. But Liquid MaNa in the end takes game number 1, and congratulations to him. I'm really glad you stuck around for this one, by the way. Either way, just some good old-fashioned StarCraft, guys. Pretty standard stuff, am I right?
Right. Totally.
You're at King Sejong Station. We map number 2, and I want to ask MaNa something. Hey, MaNa.